Swagatam to all the Jignasugana, Mumukshugana, Shishyagana, Shrutagana, Bhaktagana, सब मिलकर साधक गण. It is the grace of the Lord, Shruti Mata, Guru Parampara, that we are able to put ourselves, trying to put ourselves on this path of studying the Upanishads. Slowly we have to come to this maturity. Ki if our understanding in Upanishadic knowledge has to grow, and if our Adhyatmic sadhana should happen relentlessly without obstruction easily, then simple question, can our lifestyle be in an opposite direction to this sadhana? When I have to go to the east, I cannot catch a train going toward the western side. You decide first where do you want to go, east or west. Decided to go to the east. Then by no logic we can justify sitting in the western train and saying that I am not able to reach the east, which is my goal. In the same way, if this goal is spirituality and all our daily routine vyavahara is contrary to it, opposite to it, that spiritual goal remains only as a dream. And whenever a goal is set unreached, it always leads to the disappointment and frustration. So why sadhakas don't excel in sadhana and get satisfied? Why they get failures and miserable is this is the reason. I know 90% of people don't ponder over this point. Okay, spiritual sadhana ke khilaf is my daily schedule is happening. Among the 10% who observe it, understand, 6 to 7% don't accept it. After understanding also, still they try to procrastinate. The remaining 3-4% try, but if their stamina is not sufficient, if their vasanas are too much, they can't change their lifestyle fully as wanted for a spiritual seeker. It's only 1% who completely understand the picture and mold their entire day schedule, entire lifestyle suiting to spirituality. Anybody can be that 1%. And everybody who wants really to reach the goal, they have to be into that category. So, having said in general, particularly in our own personal life, if we see, which is the time where the Vedanta Vicharana can be done, preferably beautifully early morning. Are we able to do so in our day schedule? Like that, what are the instruments required for it? Our own antakarana. Are we carefully protecting it? So that in its single pointedness, in its energy, in its calmness, quietness, you know, we are keeping it always so that it is helpful for our sadhana. है ना? Such a very powerful, subtle mind or intellect, antakarana required. Like yesterday, saw Subuddhi. Sri Rama says he is the Subuddhi man. But we are not protecting our antakarana. है ना? We are not finding the need of it. Therefore, our efforts are not in protecting it, allowing it to get spoiled in such a manner that antakarana is most ineffective for sadhana, wherein the vicharana is not happening, viveka is not happening, deeper understandings are not coming. Then, when they don't come, How Jagan Mithyatva Nirdaya taken and we keep away from Jagat. In the same way, the existence of Paramatma and His glory. If the intellect is not ascertaining, how can we go for it? Again, these are the beautiful things Lord Rama was teaching us in Adhyatma Ramayana in those last couple of shlokas which we have studied. So, in short, our sleeping habits, our eating habits, our interactions, our involvements, every one of them have to be measured and calculative, suiting to the spiritual sadhana. This is a must for anyone who expects to do sadhana well and who really want to enjoy its result. One cannot afford to be opposite. But while doing so, some hardships are there, some things which we like or love, we may have to sacrifice. अरे भाई वही तो साधना कहते हैं, है ना? वो कर पाना ही साधना. And again back to square one point, what we discussed 2 days back only. When such things have to be done, let us do them as challenge, not an emotional feeling. You know, like these people trapped. Now, if you take sentimentally, emotionally, what will you do other than just you know, waiting for the unwanted thing to happen? But more than that, it is taken as challenge, and at that every some success, again some failure, again success, again failure. See that how the things happen in the world to teach lessons to all. 45, 55 meters or 50 what they reach. 10 more meters. So many things are obstructing. You have to use intelligence. Machine is not doing the send the man force. Let the manually be done it. धीरे धीरे थोड़ा थोड़ा ही करते जाओ. So intellect is working there and it is taking it as challenge and trying its best to sort out the issue problem. In the same way, in our need and want of sacrificing the contrary things, in our need and want of doing the conducive things, intellect should come into picture, taking the thing as challenge and deciding that I must to do, it should plan as to how to do. No chance given to any sentiments, emotions which have no meaning or purpose other than weakening us as sadhaka, distracting us from the sadhana path. है कि नहीं? And we have to be inevitably ruthless with ourselves. Not with the word. Ruthless when we become ourselves, then only the rhythm will come to us. The reality can be realized. Hmm. And unless the outer adjustments are made, bahya sadhana, bahiranga, the inner thing cannot be done. बहुत important है ना. Outside the whole days with shabda sparsha rupa rasagandha without any restraint or control or being conscious. How can we say that vasanas should not form and the power of vasanas should not disturb our mind while studying in the class or at home or while trying to do upasana, puja, japa or contemplation or meditation? देखो, isn't it? In this way, first decide, do you want to walk path spiritual? Yeah. Then the entire our day, life, every activity should be in line with it, in tune to it. It can't be contrary to it. Then we get frustrated only. Result nahi milega. Think about all those then. How my day has to be so that I am able to do all these Shravana, Adhyayana, Manana, Nidhi, Dhyasana, Dhyana, Sadhanas. कैसे दिन को बनाए, है कि नहीं? हाँ, tremendous of energy is required for it. So conserve energies. Good it is, better it is. If you we sleep 10 hours सो जाओ कोई बात. 6 घंटे do other works. The remaining 8 hours are enough for the sadhana. Good amount it is. 8 क्यों 6 घंटे लगाओ बस. But 6 घंटे doing meditation depends on 18 घंटे what do we do? इन those 18 घंटे 12 घंटे सो जाओ. 6 घंटे जो रूटीन करना है करो. दैट इज बेटर देन 8 घंटे सो गए और 10 घंटे इधर उधर इन्वॉल्व किए which are contradictory to for that 6 hours of sadhana. It is every day we do wrong. Like na, never ever the sugar comes under control. If every day we take that food which increases sugar, never can be balanced the BP. Every day we go on consuming such things which raises it, isn't it? So to every day when we are involving in worldly things and thinking that साधना होएगा आगे बढ़ेंगे, साधना करने से साधना होता है, साधना करने से होने से आगे बढ़ते हैं, इमेजिनेशन से नहीं होता. Then for such people, anybody it is, nobody is spared, it becomes only imagination. है ना? We have to mold. In that only all these things said, ekantavasa, upavasa, maunadi, vrata, nirantara, adeka aneka upasana, which divinize our faculties and prarthana to the Lord. Then the strong desire increased every day to know the truth. Then along with them, the main sadhanas of Shravana, Adhyayana, Manana, Dhyana about the truth. Though all these are the signposts or the milestones, we are now up to becoming regular in Shravana. Utna tak hua. But most important thing to achieve, as he said now, the day is scheduled for this only, keeping this as the goal. And in that, inevitable something of worldly nature are there, because inevitable do, but only with that much attention given, which is not disturbing our sadhana path. And this knack we do in many things like चावल दाल मिला हुआ है. So mother is separating them. Then the child shouts. So she just says, उधर ही है ना, वो जाके देख लो. So she gives minimum attention there because she is attending here. Because वो चावल में दाल रह गया तो इतना कठिनता होता है खाने में. So she is doing the main job. When other work came, she attending it such a way that her attention from this is not distracted. हाँ, so child is crying, shouting, he is in a danger, then the whole soup जो है, soup is that वो इसको कहते हैं. उधर रख कर she will go to take care of child. Urgency है तो. Otherwise, she will only give even husband shout, he says, वही है देख लीजिए and all that. So this practice we do many a times when we are, again the other example of same cooking. It's very deeply intensely when she is cooking. Any other phone call comes, you just goes minimum. मैं बात में बात करती हूँ और क्या है कोई इम्पोर्टेंट है क्या करके अगेन शिफ्ट बैक योर अटेंशन. हाँ, व्हाट वाज द प्रोसेस आई वाज डूइंग इन द कुकिंग, तो यहाँ तक हुआ, द नेक्स्ट वन टिल दैट कुकिंग इज thoroughly डन. एनी अदर थिंग कम्स, शी जस्ट लिटिल बिट जितना रिक्वायर्ड अटेंड करती है, एंड दैट अटेंशन इज अटेंडिंग टू इट इज such a manner the main work of cooking is not distracted or forgotten or disturbed. There are some Mahatmas, Jnani Mata log, where when that phone call comes of a great dearest friend, they keep on talking such a way they forget they have kept something on the stove. और सब जल गया, दूध उबल कर बाहर आ गया, सब्जी का पूरा जल गया तड़का. So those also are there, we do every day. चाय लगाया, चाय पत्ती डालकर, then you put it and busy हो गए फोन में, it became overpowered. This is what our life. We want to do sadhana, but we involve in phone calls so much that ये सारा बिगड़ ही जाता है. These are essential things. There is no way. And what inspires always is the goal which we are going to reach. है ना? In that ज्ञान प्राप्ति of Atma Swarupa and Anubhava Prapti, Shashvata Nitya Ananta Anand. Okay, then always when such things are discussed to complement it, this thought also has to be entertained. That whatever the things to which we are emotionally entangled and therefore not able to give up them and take up sadhana seriously, all of them are sentiment, emotional, created. Second, such things have come in the past many a times. Future also they will come. There is no end to them. There is no purpose of them. There is no meaning to them. We only give all that. है ना? All we have to know. It's all delusion, technically called as ये मोह है कि मैं इस और उसके चीज के बिना, कर्म के बिना, भोग के बिना, व्यक्ति के बिना नो नहीं रह सकता हूँ. एक एक चीज, each one is caught up in different things, but everyone is caught up. What in what who is caught up depends on his own vasanas. But they're all to be understood delusions. Anything it is, like this type of food, which is not good for sadhana. But it's delusion that I'm attached to it. So to this type of person, and an interaction with whom is distractive for sadhana. It's a delusion that I can't give up. You know, the excessive sleeping habits, or some of the today modern world curses the electronic things. You know, we only got deluded. Nothing in this world is indispensable. You must know it. Nothing in this world is it. Everything can be and should be given up at the altar of for the sake of the divine goal. All these examples of Nachiketa and all prove this only through the story. And at the altar of his ultimate goal, everything freely given, he gave up. You remember that whatever a human being for his outer bhoga needs, all of them Yamaraj keeps in front of Nachiketa. Long life, healthy life, sovereignty and the entire earth, children, grandchildren, wealth, enjoyable objects, everything he has put freely. Hmm. वित्तं च चिरजीविकां च महाभूमौ नतिकेतस्वमेधि कामानां त्वा कामभाजां करोमि ये ये कामा दुर्लभाः मर्त्यलोके सर्वान् कामान् छन्दतः प्रार्थयस्व. Whatever are not available on the earth, available specially only here in Svargaloka or other lokas, सारा मैं दे देता हूँ. Wow, you know that child. See, what is the essence in such stories is if Nachiketa can do, everybody can do. If everybody can do, I can also do. When I can do, then why can't do? You know, as we spoke day before yesterday, or usse pehle ka, in such things we have to get the breakthrough, such understandings, convictions, and practices. That breakthrough, usi ko sadhana कहते. Everything is a breaking through the barriers, the shells, self-made, self-strengthened ones. This is our example. Every day morning we do. No, shell is broken now, isn't it? That no, this time for this or that or nothing doing. I decided for my class. हो गए हो? कौन किसकी मजाल है हमको इस बात में रोकने का? ऑर्डिनरी चीज तो कोई रोके हमको. Some extraordinary works, inexplicable, unexpected. That's okay. But otherwise, okay. So first decide you want to walk spiritual path. Yeah. Then the whole day has to be planned, made in such a way that it is to be in line with, helping with our spiritual goal. And anything contradictory, the giving it up should be taken as challenge, not sentiment or emotion. And when you do so, then maybe few years of time, we make such a schedule which is only sadhana oriented. Mm. Few years, like every professional or doctor, surgeon hai mano, so surgeries are done early morning, so he will reschedule himself, isn't it? Either sleeps early by 8:39 and 5 o'clock utkar sara, yeah, he does surgery and goes to sleep for 2 hours or whatever is convenient to him. All surgeons 5 to 8 kg surgery करके 8 to 10 they sleep. Again level they come to OPD 11 o'clock. Go for the rounds and all. They have to maintain like that. Then what about patient? I'll have an assistant doctor या कोई होते हैं उनको लगा देते हैं. Yeah, to tell the nurses. Operations are crucial. Morning they have to be done. OPD also is essential. Therefore at 11 to 2 I go. Again evening from 5 to 8, 9 I do. Then wind up. Lawyers. How do they manage their day schedule? In everyone in this world, whichever the goal they have to achieve, they have to manage their schedule. You know, the most toughest after spiritual seekers, what I feel is the politicians. And the vichitrata is what in politicians, the power of them. उसका 1/10 भी मिल जाए हमको ना, we can do great sadhana. See, they indulge in bhoga, all maximum of them, except few, and they have to take care of domestic things. And the other ghotale, they have to do very secretly. And along with that, they are in all projects depending on their departments. They are in their own special prachara for their own power to get. Just see now the election campaign जा रहा है, क्या क्या भाग रहे हैं, दौड़ रहे हैं, चिल्ला रहे हैं घंटों. बाप रे, how they made their schedule. And one common thing all of them do in achieving is nobody does any spirituality. एक आध बार मंदिर जाके मत्था टेकेंगे, एक आध बार बस. बट डेली जपा ध्यान, हाउ कैन दे डू? बैठेंगे तो he'll only remember going to the doors, knocking them, begging them, हमको वोट दो. वो चिल्लाएंगे क्या किया तुमने पहले. That only they remember. But the toughest of the job is that, है ना, मुस्कुराते रहना, झेलते रहना. Your own party opponents, they are not sadhaks na. They are very ordinary minded human beings, power mongering. तो अधिष्ठान उनका भी झेलना पड़ता. Co-workers झेलना. Juniors they try to overtake. Seniors they try to suppress. महानरक है बेचारे. And they never had time to be with the family and all. Very rare. And election आगे जीत गए तो भी फिर टेंशन. They have to establish in all and work. Maha. But that's how they have to routine themselves. I'm always surprised again to see how Puja Gurudev has set his routine, suiting to this work chosen. Power, writing the books, giving regularly lectures. His schedule is busy. क्या कहते हैं ना, fixed for 3 years in advance. And every center, the other calls, other talks is invited for inaugurations. Then सबसे बड़ा ये संस्था, guiding to the samstha and the people. They need inspiration, continuous. They need support, help, encouragement. And some of them create such a problems and challenges. They have to be sorted out. Issues they have to be cleared off. Isn't it? And कभी भी काम expand होता है ना तो burden बढ़ता ही है, कम नहीं होता ना. If you have one more child, वो काम work will not reduce. If you have one more house, work will not reduce. If you start one more unit or outlet or anything of your units, manufacturing, distributing, work पूज्य गुरुदेव went on increasing only. Age बढ़ रहा है, काम बढ़ रहा है उनका. Point is manage. How did he manage? Willingness and sacrifice effort. And then एक जन्म में नहीं होता हो, जन्म जन्म में, हर जन्म में करने से होता है. तो लास्ट जन्म कुछ करके हम आए, इसलिए आज यहाँ है. नोइंग इट, इस जन्म में और कुछ करें, next life it will be better than this, in our scheduling our day and life in line with our mainly chosen goal of spiritual emancipation. This is the thought mainly today. Om 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 Sahanavavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. ओं नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्म विद्या संप्रदाय कर्तृभ्यो वंश ऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः। ओं निधये सर्वविद्यानां भिषजे भवरोगिण गुरवे सर्वलोकानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करं। सुकृतेऽधिकृते बहुधा भवतो भविता समदर्शनलालसता अतिदीनमिमं परिपालय मां भवशङ्करदेशिकमे शरणम्। ॐ ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तन्नमामि परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे। समस्तब्रह्मविद्या आचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। ऐतरेयोपनिषदः आचार्येभ्यो नमः। तेषां सर्वेषां कृपानुग्रहेण उपनिषदुक्तब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोध सनातनधर्मस्य विश्वव्याप्ति विश्व आध्यात्मिकप्रगति अस्मिन् कर्मनिष्ठितानां दिग्विजयः प्राप्त्यर्थं ऋग्वेदान्तर्गत ऐतरेयोपनिषदः पारायणम् आद्यशङ्करभाष्यसमेत अध्ययनं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे। ॐ मनस्तापतमशान्त्यै यस्य पादनखच्छटा शरदिन्दुनिभाभाति तं वन्दे नीलचिन्मणिम्। ओमतः श्री ऐतरेयोपनिषत् शान्तिमन्त्रः। ॐ वाङ्मे मनसि प्रतिष्ठिता मनो मे वाचि प्रतिष्ठितम् आविरावेर्म एधि वेदस्य माणीस्तश्रुतं मे मा प्रहासीः। अनेनाधीतेनाहोरात्रान् सन्ददामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतु तद्वक्तारमवत्वतु मामवतु वक्तारमवतु वक्तारम्। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ अथ द्वितीयोऽध्यायः। ॐ पुरुषे हवा अयमादितो गर्भो भवति यदेतत्रेतः तदेतत् सर्वेभ्यो अङ्गेभ्यः तेजः सम्भूतम् आत्मनि एव आत्मानं बिभर्ति तद्यदा स्त्रियां सिञ्चति अतएनत् जनयति तदस्य प्रथमं जन्म तत् स्त्रिया आत्मभूयं गच्छति यथा स्वम् अङ्गं तथा तस्मादेनां न हिनस्ति सा अस्य एतम् आत्मानम् अत्र गतं भावयति। सा भावयित्री भावयितव्या भवति तं स्त्री गर्भं बिभर्ति सो अग्रे एव कुमारं जन्मनः अग्रे अधिभावयति स यत्कुमारं जन्मनोऽग्रेऽधि भावयति आत्मानमेव तद्भावयति। येषां लोकानां सन्तत्या एवं सन्तता हि इमे लोकाः तदस्य द्वितीयं जन्म सः अस्य अयमात्मा पुण्येभ्यः कर्मभ्यः प्रतिधीयते अथ अस्य अयम् इतर आत्मा कृतकृत्यो वयोगतः प्रैति स इतः प्रयन् एव पुनर्जायते तदस्य तृतीयं जन्म तद् उक्तं ऋषिणा गर्भेऽनुसन् अन्वेषाम् अवेदम् अहं देवानां जनिमानि विश्वा शतं मा पुरा आवसीः अरक्षन्नदश्येनो जवसा निरदीयम् इति गर्भे एव एतत् शयानः वामदेव एवमुवाच स एवं विद्वान् अस्मात् शरीरभेदात् ऊर्ध्वमुत्क्रम्य अमुष्मिन् स्वर्गे लोके सर्वान् कामान् आप्त्वा अमृतः समभवत्। शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। So in this Upodghata for the second chapter, Bhagavan Adi Shankara's very exhaustive, detailed Bhashya. First topic was exhaustively studied by us, in which what is the Vakyartha, the essential meaning purpose of the first Adhyaya, three khandas discussed. Hmm. It is Sa eva sarva sharireshu eka eva atma na anyaha. So to come to understanding that in all the bodies there is self, and that self in all the bodies one without second, and that one without second self in all is Brahman, and that Brahman is Paramatma, and that is me. यही क्षेत्रज्ञम चापिमाम विद्धि सर्वक्षेत्रेषु भारत 30 chapter second slok. Bhagavan says in many many Gita chapters, other Upanishads, this is what is said. These are all intellectual graspings. Then we have to be in the path of discovering that in our own cave of heart. Here the journey is through inquiry, and the destination reached is in the experience that now I am that Brahman. It is not a knowledge or not a paroksha anubhava that we experience shabda sparshadi through indriyas. No, the Atma Anubhuti is not like that. I am that Atma. That is Anubhuti. Not the Anubhuti of the Atma as the Anubhuti of a beautiful natural scene or Anubhuti of some eateries. No, I am that karke Anubhuti. So this is Vakya Vishesha Vakyartha we have seen. Hmm. Then the four things we saw. For what purpose this Srushti Vada is explained here. Never ever for telling the Srushti is there or it is real. No, this is the tension. Ten means the mistake. If the Guru or Shrutimata or Daiva, again they say, if they themselves say that the Srushti is real, they become our authority. Because they said, तो हम ले लेते हैं सृष्टि को रियल करके. Then when you take it as real, we can't live it. Then we can never get the moksha. इसलिए सृष्टि मिथ्यात्व प्रसंग is a compulsory thing in all shastras. समस्त सृष्टि भगवद रूपम और आत्म रूपम और अरूपम. Any of these things about सृष्टि have to be established. Other than this, सृष्टि is independent, real. If these thoughts are told, then we will be always entangled in it as we are now. सत्य मान रहे इसी तो फंस रहे ना. So, Bhagavan Shankara took all these pains of explaining to us about the purpose of the Srishti explained is not to prove the Srishti's existence, it is only for the establishment of Advaita Atma. Okay? Therefore, it is to establish Advaita Atma. From that standpoint, all creation is Arthavada. From the Lord's purpose, why did He create? It is Mahamayavi. He will show you without creating anything. Then the third one was Sukhavabodhana Pratipatyartam Lokavat Akhyayikadi Prapancha. In the world, just like to convey or teach something, a katha or story is told. So here also, to convey the same Atma Tattva, which is a good, that the Akhyayika ka banaya idhar. Isn't it? आख्यायिका बनाया. अब देखो एक बड़ा रहस्य. Every story, whether it is Nachiket ka story ho, whether it is Parikshit ka story ho, whether it is every avatar, it all is an akhyayika only, even when it really happened. Even when it is really happened, it is an akhyayika that through that happening, the jivas are taught the way of life to recognize their Atma Swarup. That's what is said, no? भगवान कौन है? परम ब्रह्म है. कृष्ण के रूप में क्या लेकर आए? अवतार. There is an आख्यायिका made practical. telling us to do the Shikshana, removal of Dushata, and Rakshana and protector and practitioner of the Dharma, and also protector of the Shishta, Dushta Shiksha, Shishta Raksha, and then Dharma Parirakshana. Mm. Every story is the life of someone. Every life is a story for something to be conveyed. आख्यायिका है कह रहे हैं हम. सुखार्थ प्रतिबोध्यर्थम. And the fourth one was by explaining to you the Srushti. What is the thing that is achieved spiritually spoken? Nothing. Isn't it? Nahi Srushtyakhyayikadi Parignanat. When we get the whole knowledge about this is how Srushti happened, this is how Srushti happened, uh, na Parignanat Kinchit Phalam Ishyate. You won't get any Adhyatmika Pragati Wala Phala just by having the entire knowledge about how the Srushti is made. And how the Srushti is made by the Lord, we have studied, no? Saikshata Lokan Sujay. But has it changed our life? Has it helped and is towards moving towards the liberation? Kuch nahi. This is a subtle reason actually. There's no purpose of Srushti by itself. The purpose of telling that Akhyayika is only to convey the one Atma that is all pervading. देखो इतना स्ट्रगल करना पड़ता है बिकॉज ऑफ द सेल्फ बीइंग सब्जेक्ट एंड सेल्फ बीइंग वेरी सटल एंड द नॉट सेल्फ इज सो ग्रॉस दैट इट इज सीएबल. Therefore it appears to be so real. जिसको महामोह महामाया कहते हैं. It is always so in the world. Good are always quiet and passive, and bad are always active and dynamic and just shouting and all. And we, whoever shout loudly, we think they are good, therefore we try to vote them. When they come to power, they show their reality. है ना? Somehow the सत्य हमेशा शांत ही रहता है, उसका नेचर है वो. वो ऐसे अग्रेसिवली प्रोक्लेम नहीं करता हो. बट द असत्य वो चिल्ला चिल्ला के डोंगी डोंग बनकर झूठ बनकर सप्रेस करने के लिए. Like the boss, the subordinate has not done any mistake, but he is subordinate. बेचारा वो चुप ही रहेगा. वो बॉस चिल्ला ही जा रहा है. So to बेटी बेचारी है बहू क्वाइट. She has not done any mistake. But the Sasoma wants to prove that she belongs to the Kaikeyi Manthara Vamsha. Then she will shout only. अब बेचारी चुप ही रहती. World is like that. I'm telling the example of how aggressively the unreal world is appearing real to us and how calm and quiet the true reality is there. It's a big challenge for us to reject the aggressively appearing world and grasp that very subtly existing self. बट मोक्ष का वही हेतु होने के कारण शुरू करना करते जाना बस. Or pains, they're all there. That's what is the sadhana means. Nothing is smoother. Nobody can do for us. We only have to do. Now we'll take up the another discussion. थोड़ा सा ही करेंगे. अम्मा. Hmm. 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 What is it? कि that is over. Hmm. The concluding thought is नहीं सृष्टि आख्यायिकात आख्यायिकादि परिज्ञानात किंचित फलम इष्यते. With the detailed jnanam of the entire सृष्टि प्रक्रिया किंचित फलम नहीं इष्यते, थोड़ा भी फायदा नहीं है. On the other hand, ऐकात्म्य स्वरूप परिज्ञानात तो if we get the परिज्ञान of the ekameva advayam brahma, परिज्ञान here is aparokshanumoti. I am that. If that is gained, amrutatvam phalam, the result is immortality. I am not telling in this Upanishad, Sarva Upanishad Prasiddham. In every Upanishad, the Amrutattva Prapti is indicated by experiencing the Ekatma Brahma. इसका ये फल है बट ओनली सृष्टिवाद का समझो ज्ञान पाओ उससे मोक्ष तो नहीं मिल रहा rather the सृष्टि appears to be real attractive we get lost in it. Even to understand these sentences of Adi Shankara, उनके कृपा हमारे ऊपर होना है. नहीं तो माइंड इंटेलेक्ट किस ग्रॉस जगत में रहता है, क्षिप्त मूढ़ विक्षिप्त में. It's very tough to have that subtle intellect to grasp. इसलिए कोई पढ़ते पढ़ाते नहीं उपनिषद. हम पागल लोग कोशिश कर रहे हैं बस. You don't see in any of the excess of very rare ashrams, one Upanishad once in a while they study. वेरी लेस. हाँ, भागवत लगेगा, रामायण लगेगा, दूसरे प्रकरण ग्रंथ लगेंगे. आजकल फेमस भगवत गीता, गीता फॉर मैनेजमेंट, गीता फॉर मनी, गीता फॉर सक्सेस इन बिजनेस. इट्स ऑल इंसल्ट टू गीता एज पर माई फीलिंग. गीता इज अ मोक्ष ग्रंथ, उसके लिए करना. बट उपनिषद वेरी रेयर. नॉट दैट nobody is there, many are there. Few are there, not zero, but not many that way. Now, okay, Smrutishu cha Gītāstyasu samam sarveshu bhūteshu tiṣṭhantam parameshwaram vinashyatsu vinashyantam yah pashyati savashyati. That pure Brahman who is equally present in everything. Sarveshu bhūteshu is smaller than smallest ant or microbe to the biggest dinosaurus or any such thing. दोनों में समम तिष्ठन्त. Who is Samana and he is Parameshwara. And he never perishes. Then, when the other perishable things get perished, when the wave perishes, water will not perish. So, to when Rupa Nama and Samishti Rupa Nama called as Srushti also perishes, the Brahman doesn't perish. That one, Yah Pashyati, who has recognized it as himself, Sa Pashyati, he is the visionary. He got the thing to be gained. This is a quotation of Gita given by Shankara in 13th chapter. It is there. We just little bit added to it. Samam sarveshu bhuteshu tistantam parameshwaram vinashyatsu vinashyantam vinashyatsu avinashyam yah pashyati savashyati. Among all perishable, it is the imperishable. That's what Nitya Nityanam Chetana Chetananam or Anyatra Asmat Kruta Krutat. In another Upanishad it is said. So all of the places same thing. Here also the Ekayava Atma, imperishable, recognizing it is moksha. That is the Uddesha purpose of Upanishads. To convey to that, the Srushtivada is said, the Srushti is not important, the self is important. Now, these things, how many thousands times I have to talk to you and I have to tell myself that it clicks to me that the entire drama that's happening in the world is meaningless, worthless. The only thing I have to attend is my own inner self. Then only the detachment from the world is sufficient to contemplate on the self comes. Again, I am repeating. Huh? Like a movie, when you see those 3 hours of movie is mithya. Therefore, you enjoy it, but you don't get bound. Except one or two comments about the movie, वो भी कोई सुनने को तैयार है तो. After the movie is over, what are the things of the movie we take it as real? है ना, मूवी में दिखा है कि ये मल्टीप्लेक्स और है, सुपरमार्केट शॉपिंग. डू यू गो? नो. A beautiful rose garden is shown. Do you go and pluck them? A wonderful hotel restaurant is there to eat. Do we go there and order the food? Or a wonderful costly car is shown. चल बैठ के सैर करते हैं. The thought also will not come. Of all, because it's mithya. At the time of seeing only, he knows it is mithya. Our post seeing, he never has any entanglement with the things done, seen. A lion, tiger are shown. No, he's not afraid. Think about it very. So all this repeatedly studied all to reach to this point of zero impact of the whole world's millions of things that are happening on our mind. And I'm making it little complicated, I know. But this is how we get into the core of the understanding. That in this world, is it that in everything we are so much involving? And does it mean that because I'm not involving, the thing is stopping there? And is it that I'm without any involvement also? Am I not involving in the things of my own choice? And those things also can be kept aside. You know, in the world, so many things are happening. Like, the cricket World Cup. इतने करोड़ लोग देख रहे थे बट देयर तो ओनली अनदर मेनी करोड्स ऑफ देम दे डोंट इवन नो व्हाट इज हैपनिंग व्हाट इज अ क्रिकेट उनका भी जिंदगी चल रहा है मैच भी चल रहा है सो टू द इलेक्शन करके द चिल्ड्रन ऑफ 10 years बिलो दे डोंट इवन वरी अबाउट उनको वोट का वो है ही नहीं दे नॉट सी दीज आर द एग्जांपल्स वेयर वी सी things happen we don't attach yet nothing happens to me nothing stops so we can unrelate matlab stop our association relation with the world that it is indispensable and I'm very important in this world. I am also indispensable. ऐसा बकवास and some things we involve in also इतने चाव से involve होते हैं as if we are the hero in that. The purpose of this point which we have raised just now half a minute back is all these studies to bring to our notice कि सब हो रहा है लेकिन कोई मायना नहीं है उसका उसका कोई मतलब नहीं मतलब भगवान को पाना not like body is born it is growing one day it will die don't give value to it value is परमात्मा in between this birth and death to this body variety of प्रारब्ध come आते जाते भाई like travel in car so much of scenes are seen this side and that side it's not that you stop everywhere or चलते चलते बस चलना to the destination परमात्मा अरे महाराज in the flow of the kala the yugas are coming and going krita treta dwapara kali they have their own speed while being there how much I am working out my liberation through the ekameva dvitiyam brahma aparokshanamoti that's what counts matters else युग भी आते जाते हैं उसमें अवतार आते जाते उसमें लीलाएं होते रहते हैं which has no purpose this we have to develop and then make the only purpose is to realize the inner self और कितने बार सुनना पड़ता है इस बात को नॉन इम्पैक्टफुल immaterial anything in the world is unworthy of giving any value importance out of maturity this maturity not out of laziness negligence irresponsibility वो तो फिर साधक बनने से पहले के रोग थे वो सब मैनेज करके we became साधका साधका's लक्षणा this one it's not that we are doing it so it is a fact the whole world are they asking us कि सलाह दो our own children don't ask and बिना पूछे आप देते हो तो गुस्ताखी मत करिए पापा पापा चाहिए तो हम बोलेंगे ना oh they'll and what it does everything मूर्खता बेवकूफी but still doesn't want to listen that is a test to say that you have not heard your parents also now this fellow will teach you anyway point samsarik हो गया but the main point conveyed in it going on the word इसी ना सर पे कोई दुनिया का बोझ लेकर हेरक्यूलिस की तरह खड़े नहीं होना. Just drop it and pursue only sadhana. And those who have really done this way, took sannyas, went to ashram, did sadhana, इनका एक जाने के कारण दुनिया में कोई नुकसान हुआ क्या? एंड एनी वाज इन्वॉल्वड एज सच अ पर्सन, कोई फायदा हुआ क्या? नहीं. इनका ही खुद का नुकसान हुआ. व्हेन ही वाज लॉस्ट इन द वर्ल्ड बिकॉज ही कुड नॉट बी स्पिरिचुअली ग्रोइंग. नो, उनका ही फायदा हुआ. व्हेन ही जस्ट गिव अप एंड pursued his own self. All in all, pursuing the self should be the main and only goal. ये पकड़ना. Other than that is only अर्थवाद. It need not be, should not be given any importance, है ना. और भी बात किया जाए तो मेरा इस दुनिया से उतना ही नाता है जिससे मुझे मेरा आध्यात्मिक साधना होता है. वाह, व्हाट अ ब्यूटीफुल थिंग, नो. लाइक एवरी स्वार्थी is in relation with the world till his swartha is fulfilled. His swartha is artha kama. Spiritual person also is expected to be swarthi. But his swartha is not artha kama but atma prapti or moksha. That way you should do it. Hanumanji was swarthi. Pakka. Anything around him in that Rama hai, तो he will involve. Rama nahi hai, मेरा कोई संबंध नहीं. That is the only thing which saves us. The swartha, negative word used in a positive sense here. Swa means Svatma Artha. Swa Parama Purushartha Prapti Artha. ये नैक सीखना है हमको. नॉट इजी बट सीखना है. होवर. सो सर्वम सर्वेषु भूतेषु कोटेशन हो गया. नाउ वी स्टार्ट द नेक्स्ट डिस्कशन. आई एम स्टार्टिंग विद द भाष्य पारायणम. ननु ननु whenever you say nanu, sir, ji sir, can I say something? Have a question, have a doubt, have an objection. All of that are is there in the nanu. Nanu is the Purvapakshi's beginning. Na is the beginning of Siddhanti or Satyam or something he says and he starts. Nanu, indeed, Traya Atmanaha. Purvapakshi saying there are three Atmas. So this topic is ये आत्म एकत्व विचार. क्योंकि so far है ना, as a concluding वाक्य और इधर वाक्यार्थ कि एक आत्मा है. That is the purpose for which the whole Srushtivada is said. This is how Bhashyakara commented. But the Purva Pakshi, with his own logics and quotations, tells that there are three Atmas. Now the Siddhanti again will have to bring the conducive Shastric quotations and logics so that the manyness of the Atma has to be rejected. One Atma alone is to be accepted, which are very high level of intellectual struggles. When we start them, keep on doing, वो 10-5 जन्म में वो बात पकड़ में आ जाता. Thereafter, बस in the pursuit of that one without second, we are busy. मजा आता है, उस स्थिति में पहुंचना है. Always imagine after 10 lives where I should be in my spiritual knowledge and evolution. 5 lives, 1 life, or in this very after 20 years, 10 years. Keeping that as goal, getting inspired from it regularly, relentlessly, the Shravana, Manana, Chintana, Shravana, Manana, Chintana, करते करते आत्म तत्व का ज्ञान को बढ़ाना है, मेंटेन भी करना. We are only listening without any further homework, any of the attention given to it. यहाँ तक ये है कि अपने घर के लोगों को भी नहीं बोलते हम कि आज हम आत्म तत्व सुन के आए. आईने के सामने बैठकर आईने वाले को बोलो, उसको भी नहीं बोलते. From this stage, total attention is only for it 24 घंटे. ऐसी स्थिति में जा रहा है. That is our goal. Okay, now Purva Pakshi. Traya Atmanah. 3 are the Atmas, he says. He will tell who are they. 1. Bhokta Karta Samsari Jivaha Ekaha. One Atma is Jiva, who is a samsari, who is becoming Karta Bhokta. And Sarva Loka, Sarva Shastra Prasiddha. Sarva Loka Prasiddha. Loka means everybody. Everybody experiences himself being a Karta Bhokta Samsari Jiva. And he can understand other also like that. है ना. उपाधियों के तादात्म्य के कारण इज कॉल्ड एज जीव. कुछ फलासक्ति होता है, एंड टू गेट दैट फला देर इज समथिंग टू बी डन, कर्मा. ही डज द कर्म, देवर ही बिकम कर्ता. कर्म करता. And then karma done for a phala comes. So he indulges in that, he has become bhokta. But has that bhoga gave satisfaction? No. Then what will happen? Again with the same upadhi tadatmya, another phala asakti comes. Then for that he'll have to do another karta, another karma as karta. That way, is it ending? No. Continuous chain. That is called samsari. So with upadhi tadatmya is called jiva. With the kamana, he does the karma, so he's become karta. Then the karma phala, he does the bhoga, bhokta. But it never ends, therefore samsara and samsari. So sarva loka prasiddha, we are all that only. And shastra prasiddha. Shastras are given for this samsari only, no? To get moksha. Therefore Shastra has accepted the presence of karta, bhokta, jiva, samsari. This is one atma. इसी का तोड़ फोड़ करेंगे आदिशंकर भगवान इन इज लॉजिक विच इज सो टफ. आई डोंट नो आई विल बी एबल टू एक्सप्लेन. आई विल ट्राई. सेकंड वन इज व्हाट, बड़ा लंबा एक्सप्लेन किया. फर्स्ट आत्मा इज दिस जीवात्मा, दिस संसारी आत्मा, कर्ता भोक्ता आत्मा एक, विच वी आर ऑल. सेकंड इज ईश्वर आत्मा, सृष्टिकर्ता इत्यादि ईश्वर. It is explained like this. See, one by one word, as the Bhashya is given, so I try to study and explain. आप भी ध्यान से सुनना while looking at the Bhashya. What is the Bhashya now talking? Second Atma explained by Purva Pakshi. ये सब पूर्व पक्षी की बात है, not सिद्धांत. सिद्धांत is going to prove now nonsense. There are no तीन आत्मा नहीं, एक है वहाँ. Siddhanti proves. But here Pura Pakshi says, first Atma he told, Karta Bhokta Jiva Samsari, who is known to all lokas, all shastras. Loka Prasiddha, Shastra Prasiddha. Now second Atma, what it is? First, Aneka means many, many. What are the many, many? Aneka Prani. Many, many Pranis are there, beings. Now when they have Prana, they are Prani, they are the life. Do they keep quiet without doing something? No. So what do? They do the karma. Therefore, aneka prani, karma. Now, when the karma is done, can there be karma without phala? Phala will come, therefore karma phala. No, कर्म का कर्म फल होता है, तो फल बनने का बेस होना है. फिर उसके बाद टू डू द उपभोग ऑफ द फल, to do the upabhoga of the phala, everything should be conducive. The place, the upadhis, like in this Upanishad only, the devatas asked, give us ayatanam dehi, give us the place to stay so that annamadama, we want to eat the food. So, aneka prani, aneka prani karma, aneka prani karma phala, upabhoga yogya, suitable for it. Aneka, many, adhisthanavat. So many adhishtanas have to be made for aneka pranis to do the upabhoga of the karma phala which they get because of the karma done by them. So aneka prani karma phala upabhoga bhogya yogya aneka adhisthanavat. What are those aneka adhisthanavat? Two. Outer thing loka, inner thing deha. And loka deha nirmanena lingena. He is lingita, means chihnita or hinted. The second Atma is hinted as to be the nirmata of the loka and deha, which are required for the karma phala bhoga as sadhana or sadhe abode or the adhisthana. For the aneka prani who have done aneka karma. So अनेक प्राणी अनेक कर्म करने के कारण उनको मिलने वाला अनेक फलों का उपभोग करने के लिए कंड्यूसिव अनेक लोकों को शरीरों को निर्माण करने वाला लिंग के रूप से हिंट मीन्स इज हिंटेड बाय दिस लाइक डॉक्टर इज लिंग उनका ये जो मेडिकेशन कर रहा है वो कर रहा है तो दूसरा आत्मा इस लिंग वाला है विच इज ईश्वर लिंग लिंगेन देन हाउ ही डज इट यथा शास्त्र प्रदर्शितेन And that Ishvara doesn't do the creation as per his own whims and fancies. Yatha Shastram. This Yatha Shastram he will not explain here, but other context he says in one of the Upanishads it is very clearly Yatha Shastram Srushti Akalpayat Yatha Puram Akalpayat. This is the sentence. Ishvara does the Kalpana or creation of Srushti as per the Shastram in which it is given how the Srushti was there earlier. है ना यथा पूर्व कल्पेत word comes beautiful in our Shvetashvatara. We'll study that time. So, who is the second Atma? He cannot be seen, but he can be hinted at. As what? The creator of all the Adhisthana, called as Lokas and the Dhyas, for all the pranis, to experience their karma phala, for which they have done the Aneka karma. So, Aneka prani karma phala upabhoga yogya Aneka Adhisthanavat Lokadeha Nirmanena Lingena. And how he does that Loka Nirmana Deha Nirmana? Yatha Shastra Pradarshitena. Yatha Shastra Pradarshitena. He will not waste his energy. Shastra में बताया वो ऐसे बनाएंगे. Shastra comes from him only. So Yatha Shastra Pradarshitena. Example given. Pura Prasadadi Nirmana Lingena. Like a Pura and Prasad. A town is made and again inside all the buildings are made. Building is for particularly to stay and the town is for the whole township, town management. Township में तो सब होते वहाँ है ना किराया शॉप होते हैं सब्जियों के दुकान होते हैं everything required. That's called township. You will not go outside. तो पूरा पूरा प्रासाद क्लियर यथा शास्त्र प्रदर्शेन पूरा प्रासादादि निर्माण लिंगेन. Then if he has to do that, this Paramatma Ishvara, even though it is Yatha Shastra, he will have to create the Lokas, that is a Pura, and the Dehas, that is like Prasadas. Our bodies are like the buildings. The different worlds are like that Pura. But to do so, what is he requiring? Ki Tad Vishaya Kaushala Jnanavan. Tad Vishaya Kaushala Jnanavan. He should be a Jnanavan and the Kushala Jnanavan in Tad Vishaya. And he must be expert in doing that Pura as well as Prasada. The Pura is the whole Lokas and the Prasada is our own Deha. He should be Kushala Jnanavan. Like yesterday I was observing all those people who have gone from Delhi etc. To do that work and also the other countries. Man who came is supervising so nicely, managing that tunnel में वो pipeline बनाने का. सो देवर ऑल हमारा ये काम है हमारा ये काम है. अच्छा आप वो करते हो? नो नो वो हमारा नहीं वो उनका काम है मैं इसमें एक्सपर्ट हूँ. Then our reporter asked, but will you do that also? No, it is not our work. Our work is only this much. But in his work, he has got kushalata of the jnanam. In the same way here, when the Ishvara will have to create this world, he should have the knowledge of how to create. Clear? Pura prasadadi nirmanalingena, then tad vishaya kaushala jnanavan. And with using that jnanam, tat karta. Tat karta. And in the example, who is takshadi? The taksha means the whole, what do you call them? Engineer ka ho ya contractor ka ho, builder ka ho. Takshadi, builder. Takshadi iva. In that way, Ishvaraha. Ishvara. This is second Atma. And is Sarvagnya. He is the knower of everything. Jagataha Karta. He is the creator of the whole Jagat. Ditiyaha. He is the second Atma. And he is Chetanaha Atma. He is not a dead inert matter. इतना वो कर रहे हैं तो डेड कैसे होंगे? तो चेतन ही होंगे. चेतना आत्मा अवगम्य. This specially Chetana Atma to Ishvara is said to refute what is said by the Sankhya and Yoga. In Sankhya and Yoga, they say from the Maya or the Prakriti or Pradhana, which they call, the Srushti came by itself without the needing of the Ishvara. Vedanta says without the Chaitanya Ishvara, the Jada cannot work by its own. चैतन्य क्या होने से ही जड़ काम करता है. अपने आप जड़ता को स्वयं का कुछ करने का शक्ति नहीं रहता. We talk in this language, but they say apne aap prakriti banai. So they give prakriti only the cause of its own creation, and prakriti is jada. So to say that the prakriti cannot create by itself, Ishvara does this and is saying that Ishvara is other than the prakriti, which is jada. Therefore, what he should be if the prakriti is jada and he is other than it, he is Chetanavan. So Chetanavan, Sarva Srushti Jagat Karta. For that, he has got Sarvajnatvam, Sarvashaktimatvam. He does the Srushti according to the earlier Srushtis only. That's a sample for them. And why does all that? And what in the Srushti does? Two things mainly. Like the Pura Prasada. Pura is whole town. Prasada is the building. So the Pura is a whole loka, Bhuloka. Then the buildings of Prasadas are every of the Shariras. And why do the Shariras and the Lokas? For the Upabhoga of the Karma Phala. Of whom? Of the pranis who have done the karma. So see the whole sentence. That is the beauty of Shankara Bhagwan's prose. Also is like a poetry, and in one sentence, what is Ishvara is decide. पूरा explain कर दिया. This detailed explanation further ईश्वरा इन योग दर्शन में नहीं देते, क्योंकि जरूरत नहीं है वहां. इन दैट योग दर्शनम ईश्वर प्रणिधान के लिए ईश्वर क्लेश कर्म विभाग आशय अपरामनुष्ठा पुरुष विषय ईश्वर इतना कहने के बाद बन जाता है. Like a doctor, he must be having 10 talents in him. He may be a sports person, he may be a management expert. But for us, we are patient now. For us, he is doctor, that is enough. सारा जानने की जरूरत नहीं है उनके बारे में. So to in yoga darshan, they restricted the definition of Ishvara only to this much. And just his name is Om Pranava. उसका जप करो बस तुम्हारा चित्तवृत्ति निरोध योग हो जाएगा. But in Vedanta and Bhakti, he is explained in more details. यहाँ इसकी जरूरत है. So again, when I read it, you just feel the joy of it. Aneka prani karma phala upabhoga yogya aneka adhisthanavat loka deha nirmanena lingena yatha shastra pradarshitena pura prasadadi nirmana lingena tad vishaya kaushala jnanavan tat karta takshadi va. The Takshadi, who is the Karta of the Pura and Prasada Nirmana, because he is a Jnanaman of that. This is one sentence. Which is one sentence? Pura Prasadadi Nirmana Lingena Tad Vishaya Kaushala Jnana Vantat Karta Takshadi. Who is the Takshadi? He is said to be the creator of the Pura and Prasada. How did he do? Are Jnana hai unke paas. So Pura Prasada Nirmana इनके द्वारा किया गया. इस तरह से that Pura Prasad is the linga chihna to indicate him that he is the creator of it. Then what he does it, tad vishaya kaushala jnanavan, tad vishaya kaushala jnana. The whole Pura town planning कैसा होना चाहिए. So to the prasadas, how they have to be. देखो हजारों साल पहले शंकर भगवान ने लिखा हो. इसका अर्थ क्या हुआ? Before him and during him, not only now. At that time also, the town planning, the building planning was there according to their requirement possibilities that time. Don't imagine that हमने ही पूरा town planning and apartments planning हम ही करते हैं आज के. Because the big thing it is. You all know it now. मैं उसमें क्यों जाऊँ वेदांत पढ़ाते हैं. When an apartment is made of, or a complex of apartments are made with thousands of flats in them, by itself, that whole township, let us call that whole complex of so many apartments, is itself a huge task. Right from pillars up to everything, na? How to connect the electricity, how to connect the plumbing work. बाप रे, तो इतना इतना करना होता. पानी का आना जाना. सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट द ड्रेनेज. और ऊपर ओवरहेड टैंक्स. इन एवरीथिंग है, माइन्यूटली जाओ तो फिर ऑल इलेक्ट्रिकल थिंग्स, इलेक्ट्रॉन कहाँ कौन सा फिक्स करना है, अंदर का जो शेल्व्स होते हैं, कपबोर्ड्स होते हैं, ईच वन रूम इज डिफरेंटली प्लान्ड, हॉल का शेप अलग, साइज अलग, किचन का अलग, बेड का अलग, वॉशरूम का अलग, बालकनी का अलग. What an amount of planning in making that prasadas. Now these prasadas are not independent of the pura, because they all, the water has to come from the pura only, Purapalaka Sangham, municipality. Electricity has to come. They were again, all of them have to be connected to that. And the roads have to be there, the compound walls have to be there. And then here to transport up to railway station, bus stand होना है. Then पानी वहां से आना और ड्रेनेज इधर से जाना, बिजली आना जाना. How much planning is there? So that Takshadi, he knows it. He has the jnanam. He employs laborers and he does that. In the same way, the second Atma is that Ishvara, similar to that of Purapalaka, that Takshadi, who knows the whole town planning and apartment planning. The town here is entire loka or lokas, then the apartments are every sharira. In which, अनलाइक इन द अपार्टमेंट्स, फ्लैट में पूरा फैमिली रहती है, बट इस एक एक शरीर में फैमिली नहीं रहता, एक ही बंदा होता. और वो टेनेंट खाली किया दूसरे ले सकता है या कोई बेच सकते हैं. ये शरीर का ऐसा नहीं होता. व्हेन आई डाई, अदर फेलो विल नॉट कम एंड कंटिन्यू टीचिंग उपनिषद, थैंक गॉड. It just collapses because he has got luxury of matter, material to create, so to, it is meant only for him. That English word is there, no? It is only made for him. Tailor made, what you said. Tailor made means when the tailor by taking the measurements makes a dress, पतलून जो भी कहते वो उसी को सूट करेगा, दूसरों को नहीं. दूसरों को बड़ा हो गया छोटा हो गया. So the everybody's body, every jiva is tailor made only for him. So he has all that jnanam. And why this is Takshaka has created the town and town planning and the apartments? Because they are the people who residents who wants to stay according to their capacity. That's why you can see in that townships, etc. You have duplex type of independent houses. You have the ground level independent houses. You have the 2-story, 3-story, and multi-story. In 2 and 3 story, 6-8 बस इतने ही अपार्ट फ्लैट्स होंगे. बट इन द मल्टी स्टोरी में सिर्फ 2 bedroom वाला, इसमें 4-4, 6-6 भी बेडरूम, 2 bedroom वाला मल्टी स्टोरी, 200 flats in one building. ये आजकल का दुनिया, इजी गुड एग्जाम्पल. दिस ऑलरेडी देयर, पूरा प्रसाद निर्माण. So he has got all the knowledge. This is the Dvitiyaha. But he is Chetana Atma. He is the pure conscious self. He is a conscious, it's not Jada, like the other philosophers talk. So, first Atma is Karta Bhokta Jiva. Second Atma is Ishvara, who is only a Karta. He is not the Bhokta of that. Like all these Mestris, engineers, who make that house, buildings, they don't stay there. वो कहीं झोपड़पट्टी में रहते हैं. They're only Karta, they're not Bhokta. Bichare in their lifetime, hundreds of the houses they make, but they don't go to any house even once. पीछे जाकर. Like in the hotels, hundreds thousand idli dosa he makes, but खाना अपने घर का ही लाकर खाता है बेचारा, वो नहीं खाएगा, है ना. बस कंडक्टर, लोकल वाला, कितने लोगों को टिकट देगा, ट्रायल कराएगा, बिठाएगा, बट ही हैज नो सीट ऑफ हिमसेल्फ, ही विल हैव टू स्टैंड ओनली. ये लॉन्ग जर्नी बस से तो कंडक्टर सीट होता है, नॉट अदरवाइज. इन द सेम वे दिस ईश्वरा, ये मजबूरी की बात नहीं है, ये जरूरत नहीं है उनको. What is it? He is only a karta, he is not bhokta. How can he be a karta without becoming bhokta? Because he is not doing for himself. That's what I example gave. He is a karta of all the items in the hotel made, but he need not be bhokta. Others will order and get and eat. So, second one is this karta. Then third atma. Kon third atma? Third atma is this one. Who is he? Ki yato vacho nivartante. We have studied in Taittiriya Upanishad that in trying to recognize whom, The Vani has come back, and this is more elaborately, pictorially told to us in Kena Upanishad. कठोपनिषद में मुंडक को सॉरी हाँ तैत्तरीय में तो सिर्फ मंत्र बताया यतो वाचो निवर्तन्ते while trying to talk about him or recognize him through speech. When the speech went there, it came back. Even the mind also returned. दो बार आए ना कि नहीं मंत्र तैत्तरीय में यतो वाचो निवर्तन्ते अप्राप्य मनसा सह आनंदम ब्रह्मणो विद्वान् विवेदि कुतश्च नेति एतगम भावन दवति किमहकं साधुना करवम् किमहकं पापमकरमिति स एतं वेते विद्वानेति आत्मानग् स्मृते उभेहि वैशेति आत्मानग् स्मृते एवं वेद ये शुरू में आया फिर एंड में दिस ओनली सेइंग बट इन केना स्टोरी ओनली है ना व्हेन दैट yaksha parabrahma in the form of the yaksha comes the other all devatas they tell agni go and find who is that yaksha the agni's work is dahakatva. Then a small blade of grass is बताया जला के दिखाओ he came back and this agni is वाणी का प्रतीक है isn't it? Therefore here yato vacho nivartante is that Vani came back, that Agni in that Kena. So in this way, the one whom the Indriyas cannot perceive, that's the meaning of yato vacho nivartante. Second, neti neti. The second quotation is when everything is rejected, that which remains unrejectable. In this way, that Atma which is said, therefore said as non-achievable by any means of knowledge. This is the third Atma, which is the Parama Atma, the real self. इत्यादि शास्त्र प्रसिद्धः औपनिषदः पुरुषः तृतीयः. तो पुरुष सकल शास्त्र में उपनिषदों में जो प्रसिद्ध आत्म वस्तु है दिस द आत्मा द रियल आत्मा देयर इज अ थर्ड पुरुषः. एवं इन दिस वे ये सब पूर्व पक्षी कह रहा है डोंट गेट कैरिड अवे. अच्छा तीन तीन है क्या इस पुरुष इसको रिजेक्ट करना है सारे चीज को कि एवं इन दिस वे एते त्रयः आत्मानः. In this way, there are the three Atmas, and all the three are Anyonya Vilakshana, absolutely opposite in their Lakshanas. What are the Lakshana opposite? Ha! The Jiva Atma is both Karta and Bhokta. The Ishvara Atma is only Karta, no Bhokta. But Upanishadic Atma is neither Karta nor Bhokta. So, तीन हो गए. Which is so clear, then his objection, Purvapakshi. Tatra katam eka eva atma advitiyaha asamsari iti jnatum shakyate. There is only one atma without second and without samsara. How this can be understood or accepted by me? जो इतना clearly तीन आत्मे दिख रहे. And to this, Bhagavan Shankara's explanation is, oh, goes on, goes on, goes on. Tomorrow we'll see it. Thank you. Om. Om, 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 Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnavadaya पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. ओम शांति शांति शांति. हरि ओम. श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः. परमर्षभ्यो परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे तत्सत् ब्रह्मार्पणमस्तु. What discussion here happening is in all that how much our realistic entire world and upadhis appear to be, yet their appearance only not real. Real reality is Paramatma. The understanding which is so tough, all Upanishads are struggling to guide the students for that only. Mud alone is there. You only saw some utility in the mud, then you made it into a pot. Someday you just thought enough of the pot, you broke it. Mud alone again it is. Even while it is as a pot, it is mud alone. So to Brahman alone is. Srushti has come out of a play. But when we are getting fed up of the whole play, You just drop the Rupanamatmaka Srushti, reach back to your essentials. These are the things that are tried to be conveyed. कल देखेंगे बाकी हम ओम शांति